Facebook, how's it going? It's Moira here, and I help entrepreneurs build a top tier income from speaking and a first class globe-trotting lifestyle. Maybe not the lifestyle you want right now, but it is still a lifestyle that's possible in the future. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can find speaking gigs both online and offline, because we still have the rest of this year after this scenario or this global crisis is over, and please God, it won't be long. So I'm going to be sharing with you how you can do that in this live. But before I get into that, I've also got something really cool I want to give you. If you want to find your first speaking gig or your next speaking gig, or you're not really sure how to do that, well, I've created this really cool resource that walks you through 10 simple keys in order for you to do that. It's everything I've been able to use to get myself booked on stages all over the world for the last 4 years. So if you drop a comment in the comment section and say, send me the guide, I'll make sure that we send you a copy to your inbox so you get that straight away. So how do you find those speaking gigs both online and offline? Well, I think the number one problem why most business owners are not finding speaking gigs is because they're simply not looking for them. They're not asking for them. And if they do find them, they're not really sure what to say, how to actually get themselves booked. So those are the biggest problems that I see out there. And these problems are really, really easy to overcome if you simply know who to ask, right? I think sometimes we can look way beyond ourselves for who to ask for a speaking gig. But for me, I started with my network. So right now, who in your network do you know you could ask that might know of speaking gigs? So start with the people that are closest to you, because then it's easier. You're just asking them a question. You're asking your network just to give you, some ideas, right? So this is easy, right? So start with your network, those that are closest to you, and ask where they've been that have had good speakers. What are the events that they've been recently that have had good speakers, right? And then if you do that, let's say you do that with about 10 people, let's say you do that with 20 people, then you've got 20 leads for speaking gigs. Just like that, right? So that's one way that you can do it. And this goes the same for online, right? Because I predominantly speak offline, but obviously now I'm going to be speaking way more online, but this works for online as well. So ask the same question of your network. Where have you been? What events have you been looking at online that have had good speakers, right? And you're going to get leads that way as well. And the beauty of asking people that you already know is it really increases your chances of getting an introduction. And then it makes it really easy for the event host to book you because somebody's recommending you, right? So this is a really, really cool way of doing this. And if you get really intentional about doing this and you do it every single day, well, your chances of getting speaking gigs is going to be really high. You're going to become really confident at asking. If you get the gig, your profile is going to be, you're going to raise your profile super fast. And you're going to get clients, right? Because the reason we speak is that we want to actually attract and enroll clients, because we use speaking as a tool to attract clients into our business. It's a lead generator. It's a lead generator for our business. So the next way you can find speaking gigs online and offline is simply using Google, right? Big, massive opportunity. Oh, hi guys, I see lots of people joining. Big, massive opportunity on Google. So literally sitting down at your computer on a daily basis and actually Googling for leads for speaking. And right now, instead of looking for offline events, you're looking for online events. Your keyword searches would involve virtual events, summits, webinars, that kind of thing, and simply looking through what's on an Eventbrite, because I would imagine right now most events have gone online, so there's going to be lots of opportunities, and then just reaching out and asking, are they looking for any other speakers for their events, right? I'm going to tell you a story about one of my clients who used that question over and over and made or booked herself solid on stages. But literally putting in some simple search times and spending time every day on this. And the trick is really spending time every day. Most people, or most entrepreneurs, they do like a quick search, they don't get anywhere, they leave it. But I'm talking about being really intentional every single day, showing up, sitting down and Googling places to speak, because you're literally Googling for clients, right? Imagine if you could just get on Google and just Google for clients. I think that's literally what speaking can do, because what you can do in the time that you have in front of your audience to get them interested in what you have to offer, especially if you have a signature talk and a powerful message, wow. I mean, it's just amazing. And you can easily get at least one client every time you speak. I know it's a little bit more, it's a little bit harder online, but I equally have as much success online as I do offline. But just imagine this for a second, right? You spend time every day looking for a speaking gig. You're using some simple terms on Google, and you're asking your network, you're getting leads that way. And if you want to know what these simple terms are, they're in this guide that I'm going to give away to you. If you want it, just say, give me the guide in the comments. And let's say you manage to get one speaking gig into your calendar every single month, right? Think about this for a second. You've got one gig in your calendar every month. Let's say you get one client from that gig every single month. And let's say you're a fairly established business owner and your service is a minimum of 5K. Right? Well, now you've just found a way to make 5,000, and let's say you just spend 10 to 15 minutes on that every day, and that could actually make you 5,000. And that's just to begin with, because as you get better at this, as your audiences get better, you're using the same strategy to find those speaking gigs, but actually you're increasing your conversions because your offers are stronger, your talk is better, your audiences are bigger. So now instead of getting one client at 5K, you are getting 3 clients at 5K. Now you've found a way to make 15K every time you speak. Now, think about this for a second, making 15K every time you speak. Imagine if you did that once a month, you get 3 clients every time you do that. Well, that's 180K a year, right? And it gets really exciting, right? If you actually have an offer that's 10,000, because you double that and that becomes 360K a year. That is knocking on $500,000 a year business, right? Who wouldn't want that? And listen, if those figures, even if you could get 20% of those figures, this is still really worth your while. But this is the possibility with speaking. And this is often one of the biggest gaps I see in entrepreneurs' businesses, that they're simply not spending the time looking for speaking gigs. And if you don't know how to find them, pop in the comments, send me the guide, Maura. I'm ready to find those gigs. I'll send you my 10 simple keys to find your first or your next speaking gig, so that you do have a gig in your calendar every month. So you do have a chance of making 5,000 every time you speak. It works for me, it works for my clients. In fact, one of my clients, Mel McSherry from Chicago, international speaker and coach, she actually set out on a mission to ask one question everywhere she went, so that she could get more speaking gigs. And when she started working with me, she had 0 speaking gigs in her calendar. And all she did was ask this question, do you take outside speakers for your events? She asked this question, my phone's ringing. She asked this question everywhere she went. And then she ended up getting 30 gigs booked in her calendar. So let's say Mel had that offer of 5,000. 5 multiplied by 30, right? It's absolutely massive what you can do with this. But yeah, Mel literally went from having no gigs in her calendar to having 30 gigs in her calendar from asking that question everywhere she went. And you can ask that question just as much online as you do offline, right? Yes, it's simple, it's direct, it's to the point. And you can do this too. This doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to do anything complicated to do this. So just have that question and ask it. And I don't care where you live or who you are, where you are in your business, you can still do this. And when I was growing my business here in Gweedore, in County Donegal, in Ireland, like there weren't that many speaking gigs available. This is going back like 4 years, but I asked that question everywhere I went, and I was able to fill my calendar with speaking gigs. They were all over the country, right? And I had little or no internet at the time. I had very little resources, so I guess we're kind of going to go back to the way things were back then. But just to recap on what I was saying here, this doesn't have to be complicated. To find those speaking gigs, you simply need to know where to ask, you need to know how to ask, and if you don't know any of that, it's all in this guide that I want to share with you. So pop in the comments and say, Maura, send me the guide, and I will send it to you. And then you can get working on having at least one speaking gig in your calendar. Now, if you're like me, you've got loads of time in your hands, and or you've got loads of your time in your hands to be online at the moment, this would be a really amazing thing to dedicate your time to over the next couple of months. and making sure that you have 1 gig in your calendar. And remember the figures. If you've got an offer that's 5K, you get one client from a gig, you get 12 gigs in a year, that's 180K. If it's 2,500, then half that, right? It's still massive revenue. It's a massive opportunity. And if you want to do this and you're serious about it, grab this guide. I know it's going to fast track you to be able to do that and get out there speaking, right? And get online speaking if you can't do it offline at the moment. Okay, so guys, I hope this was helpful to you. I love delivering these lives. I hope you're using the content that I'm sharing with you. Hey Jessica, hey Sheila, it's really nice to see you all here. I will be back in a few days with more cool ways for you to enroll more clients, make more money, and yeah, let's blow our businesses out of the water with this time that we have to get online. That's what I'm gonna do. See you later.